I'm a bit rosy red cheeked tonight, aren't I? 34 people in. How are you all doing? Wonderful to see you all. I'm going to just raise this up just a little bit. If I come for a comment. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Can't stay too long. Working till 11 o'clock. Kevin Patton, thanks very much for joining us at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Shall I get my beer open? Evening, Simon. Ryan forward. I got a bottle of Rhinebacker Weiss beer. Take to Dom. Thank you very much for tuning in. Other way round. Steve Jeffrey, how you doing, mate? Right. Yeah, here he is. Hello, Big Kev. How you doing, mate? Okay, hey, Papa Golf, Claire Thompson, good. How we doing? Cheers, Anthony. How you doing? Hit the like button down below. If we can hit the like button down below, we get more people joining the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. One Finger Whitehead. Why am I doing this on a Friday night? I don't know. Reviewing a beer. Andrew Wheeler, evening all. Sergio, happy Friday. Let's go. Jerome, good evening from Budapest, drinking my very first Coors Light, just landed on the market here. How is it, Jerome? Ryan Ford saying hi to Big Cat. Hello, everyone. How are we all? And hello, Simon. How are you, fella? Al Humphries, I'm okay. I need some beer. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Just finished about an hour ago the Formula One qualifying. Same old pole position, isn't it? But we had an Oliver Beerman man come in, 18-year-old kid, to replace Carlos Sainz, who had appendicitis at the last minute. So big bish bash bosh, youngest ever British driver, and he's driving a Ferrari for tomorrow's race. Quite interesting. 97 people in the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Hi Simon, hi Al, it's Matthew. So hit the like button down below. We got 97 people in at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. 97 people in at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. If you can hit the like button down below, we'll get more people to like it. We'll get more people into the Stone Crow, and we'll have a nice busy night. Any interest in the boxing? I don't know. I just find it all a bit like... It's all a bit of a circus at the moment, isn't it? Can you imagine some of the older boxers from years ago, like Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson in his heyday? He would terrorise every single box. You probably put two of the people who are fighting today in the ring. They just don't seem like great quality. Even the likes, if Frank Bruno was around today in his prime, he'd be world champion for years and years and years. I just can't see. I just don't see the quality. I do not see the quality anymore. Not like back in the 80s and 90s when boxing was good. Even in Tryon Whitefield Brewery's Vienna Lager from County Tipperary. Nice. Tonight, nice and malty. Great. We got 115 people watching. Thank you very much. We got 33 likes. So where have you all been? What have you all been up to this week? Have you all had big weeks? Great weeks. The channel's a bit weird. If I can talk about that. Chang, it's quality. What in terms of the beer? Hello, Frank Bruno. What a character. Matt Williams. Can you imagine Matt Williams if he was around today? World champion. Easy. No problem. Anthony's at work. Waiting to have a beer this evening. Anthony Major, how you doing, Anthony? I'm having a Luminous Light fake double IPA, 7.4% ABV. Isn't that a little? It's a little beer, that, isn't it? Pretty good. Undead Mosher. Simon, any thoughts on the Northern Monk Faith IPA? Got a can in tow now. Does it measure up to the old Northern Monk? Well, they seem to have gone for a rebrand, haven't they? Northern Monk. And whenever a company goes for a rebrand with faith, whenever they do a rebrand on their beers, for me, it's never for the better. It's never for like the greatness of beer. If the beer and the branding is great, why change it? This is going down okay. Having a full circle table looper. Nice, James Bell and Matthew. Simon, have you joined the British Guild of Beer Writers? Not yet, Matthew. I will do. I'm definitely going to. Like everybody, it's well, I will. I'll get round to it. I'm starting off with a brew by Numbers 21 Pale Ale. Let's get stuck in, shall we? Al Humphreys, good, nice choice, good beer that. I've been on my back all week again with sciatica. Big Kev, that is a real shame. Sorry to hear that. Paul Goggin, evening Si. I know it's a beer channel. Any plans to do every Coca-Cola flavour? I could do, couldn't I? Good evening, Simon. Hope you had a nice week, mate. Cheers, Calvin Dixon. Yes, I have. And Catherine, why have I said Catherine? Christopher Tate. Hi, Simon. I hope you're well. Pizza, Anthony Major. I have pizza. I have it a little bit earlier now, so I can do the Stone Crow without having a belly full of pizza. But I had a pepperoni pizza tonight. Hi, Simon, drinking a Franciscana tonight. I'm a happy man. Chicana Jackson, good beer. It's very good, isn't it? Can we do 100 likes? Hit the like button down below. Come on, we got 150 people in at the Stone Crow virtual pub. Can we do 150 likes? 100 likes. If we can do 100 likes, that would just mean that the live stream would be absolutely flying. Yeah, just hopefully we got lots of people in through the door. So hit the like button. There's a like and a dislike button down here. Like and a dislike button down here. If you hit the like button, more people join. Hi, Sam. I've been watching all that you've been doing since 2019. Keep going. Drink a ghost ship. Stuart David. Yeah, I find the channel goes through. Sometimes I'm surfing. And I'm riding a wave, and then sometimes I'm in a rowing boat and I'm like rowing up a river. And it's funny, this time of year on the channel, it slightly feels like I'm in a rowing boat trying to row up a river, and it's almost like you're building up to the summer for when you can jump on that surfboard again and ride the wave. I don't think the recession's helped at all. But at the same time, I definitely think more people, when the sun comes out, are drinking beer. There's a lot more interest in beer summer months when it gets nice and warm. I think that's just how things are, how things kind of are at the moment. Right, Harry's drinking a Kirkstall Dissolution, one of his favourites. Nice. Had a Rothaus Hefeweizen today. Have you tried? Oh, Tony, what a brilliant beer. The Rothaus is a brilliant beer. In the realm of 21, where pale ales flow, lies the tales of a brew in the glow. A stone crow watches under the moon's pale veil, over the lands where hops and dreams set sail. Matthew, that's a lovely rhyme there. Poem thing. I know how you feel, but beer and whiskey is the medicine. Everyone feels like that, Simon. Starting and ending work in the dark. Yeah, it's just it's just where the channel is at the moment. We're doing great. We're doing absolutely great, but the summer months seem to be where the channel is at the moment. It seems to really thrive in the summer. Whereas when we had the situation, 2019, 2020, dark nights like this, it would be absolutely fantastic, because you know it was the situation, wasn't it? COVID, nobody could go anywhere. 170 people in though, that's great. We've nearly got 100 likes, 69 likes. Hit the like button down below. Come on, hit the like button down below for 100 likes. That's just life, right? We surf and it has its ups and downs, but we make it. Yeah, Anthony, absolutely. It really is. It really is. Lee Mason having an old peculiar on the perfect draft. Very good. Lots of people drinking that. I'll have to find it. Is anyone watching the boxing later? I paid for it. Connor Jackson. I don't know. I'll probably be in bed, to be honest. That fantastic Matthew, I didn't know that. Bloody good one. Notice beer prices in Asda went up immediately after the situation. Budget. Didn't think these things kicked in until after the next financial year. Am I wrong, folks? Yep. Kerry, evening side, Tisky from Tesco's and chilling a bottle of sassy cider to enjoy with fish and chips. Kerry, enjoy. Did you see the bootlegger and Wrexham lager saga? I didn't, Jack Parry. Can you fill me in? What happened? Sausage Bap with a £5 super chat. Off to the local. Be good. Sausage Bap, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Sai, says Jerome, apparently this cause that I'm drinking is actually a cause light, because apparently that's how it's sold all over continental Europe. Confusing name convention. Well, as long as you're enjoying it, Jerome. During the situation, it was a great time for us here at the pub. Yeah, I mean, hey, it was never gonna be like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people all of the time, was it? It was never going to be like that all of the time. Evening Simon says, Matt, bootlegger video was interesting. Why did the beer file a police report? It got mugged. You should think about watch-alongs for sports events. I watched the United stand and he gets crazy live numbers. I suppose so. Like a watch-along with some kind of football match. Or yeah, I suppose it's an answer. Keys caramel fudge stout, heavy but mighty fine. The Chancellor can initiate new policy when he wants. It's usually aligned with a new financial year for ease. Big Kev loves a sausage roll. I'll be drinking Oscar Blues Pale Ale later, says Anthony. Could be that. Jack Parry basically said they didn't pay him up. BBC wrote an article on it, lol. Did they? Oh. Well, these things happen. These things happen, don't they? I mean, I did a thing with Brains years ago and just, yeah, lots of small writing. Didn't want to read all that small writing, the small print. Why Stefana from Sainsbury's? I think it is more like a Paulaner. Yes, very, very good. Very, very good wheat beer. There's some fantastic German wheat beers out there. There really is. Tommy Gabriel's in. Hello, Tommy. How you doing, mate? I put bets on Zhang and how to win. New CEO has come in and completely sidelined the man who made them popular again, Jack Parry. Well, Jack Parry. Some of you might know I brewed a beer called Barry Island IPA and come up with the idea and worked hard and, you know, like, it was great, very, very popular beer. And the same sort of thing happened to me, like, just, they wanted to go in a different direction. It's also happened to the craft beer channel. They brewed a beer with Gypsy Hill, and the beer sold really well through Gypsy Hill, and then they released it again, Gypsy Hill, and they didn't put the craft beer channel's name on it. It happens quite a lot. Happens quite a lot. Yeah, if you have a look at Barry Island IPA, some of the kind of original stories from that. Wales Online talked about it, which is the Mirror Group. It was in the news. I did quite well with it. And then nothing. Nothing. Like within 2 years, 3 years, they went with a completely different can. Lowered the ABV of the beer. I'm not bothered at all. I'm really not bothered at all, but I'm just saying, these things can happen. These things can happen. I am on the Perfect Drafts Hawkston Great Lager. Drone Dude, sounds good. I remember the England versus USA watch along at the Stone Crow. Did I do something like that? Hi Simon, did you get down to Barry the other night to see the Stannery Boys? Oh, I probably should have done, shouldn't I? Their beers are great. Their beers are fantastic. Irish craft beer guy, Alan Mead, Stone the Crows. Hello Alan Mead, how you doing mate? We're on 96 likes. 96 likes to the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Hit the like button down below. Hit the like button down below. Let's see if we can get 100 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Come on, we got 3 more likes to go. 3 more likes to go. Hit the like button. We got 200 people watching. Here we go. We got 105 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Brilliant. Thank you all so very much. Love your videos from Swansea. Thank you very much, Connor Watson. I enjoyed Swansea with Beer Riff. Richard from Beer Riff. Really good day. I really enjoyed it. Martin Ryan says, evening everyone. Big business, always taking advantage of the little man. Jack Parry. Well, I'm going to try and run this like the Belgians run their breweries. I'm going to keep it family orientated. Just the next person in the line takes the channel, you know, that sort of thing, and just keep it until it's like, if YouTube's about as long as that, keep it just going 100s. Just tick it along. The Belgian brewers, they just tick along. They don't make any fuss. Companies are a couple of 100 years old. They do their own thing. And they generally do great. Keep it family orientated. Sure, you've probably been asked, but I just joined. Are you rooting for Ngannou or Joshua? To be honest, I haven't followed any of it. I don't really know, to be honest. Probably Joshua. Good evening, Squire. I'm dog sitting tonight. Wife and the mother-in-law are at Crufts. Mother-in-law's dog loves an IPA. She's going to be mad. Ryan McKenzie. Hello, Ryan, mate. Let's get 500 likes tonight, friends, says Matthew. Nigel Watson. Hello, Nigel. I want to carry on saying thank you very much for, pardon me, your continued comments on the channel. I really do appreciate them. I read them all. It really helps the channel. People come on and they comment, and it just, in their own way, they help the video. They help the engagement on the channel. So I want to thank Nigel Watson for his continued support on the channel. Thank you very much, Nigel. Hey there, your sign is back on. Was it broken? No, it's getting into the summer months now, so I just haven't bothered turning it on. Smash it, says Alan Mead. I remember the New Year's Eve stream. You welcomed the New Year with us here. Oh my goodness me, that stream was amazing. That stream was incredible. We had about 600-700 people watching. It was just fantastic. Who is your F1 team? McLaren. 117, 126 likes now with 200 people in. Demir91, cheers Simon. Stone the Crows and hit the like button for the best beer community. Thank you very much, Demir91. PG13 says Irish craft beer guy Alamede. About to crack open a Renegade Detour for reviewing it last year. Very good beer. Very good beer, the Renegade beer. I got a bottle of Good Old Boy in the fridge as well. What did I see about Brains Essay? Nigel, I've had an APA from Rock, Paper, Scissors and a Sime Blondale so far. Sime Blondale? Sime? I'm rubbish with pronunciation. Sorry, Nigel. I know you live in Finland. Connor, what do I think of Brains Essay? It's all right. It's all right. I remember. Did I get the member? Welcome to the lifeboat. Keeping up for Ryan McKenzie. I want to thank Ryan McKenzie for the wonderful membership. Thank you very much for joining as a member. Absolutely wonderful. The membership is £1.99 a month. It helps to support us. There's a couple of tiers if you want to have a look at the different tiers of membership. But yeah, if you fancy supporting us, that's really, really helpful. Thank you very much. There's a join button if you want to become a member of the channel. There's so many comments now, so I'm a little bit behind with the comments. I might have to miss a few. I do apologise in advance. Keep it in the family within limits. Yeah. Better not eat any Carolina Reaper peppers and start taking your clothes off then. Well, yeah. That was America's favourite hoarder. Nicola Doyle. Hello, Simon. Right. That took me a while. Hello, Simon. Your designated driver is back in the house. Hope you're well. Nicola Doyle. Hello, Nicola Doyle. How are you doing? Al Humphreys McLaren for me, Michael. I also like Williams. Yep. Drew McClusker. Hi, son. Hope you're well. I am very well. Thank you very much. Mercedes for Ryan. PVA Caesar. Simon, I had some heady topper last week. A bottle shop has opened on my street that was selling it. Wow. Amazing. I bet it was really good. Really, really good. How many nationalities are present here? Me is in Hungary. Jerome, that is a really good question. Right. Let's do, where are you from? What are you drinking? Where are you from? What are you drinking? And if you're in a different country, tell me you're in a different country. Hello, Simon D. Paul Jones, just tried that Brewdog Windman this evening. Not great, to be honest. No, I didn't find it that great. Oh, egg. Simon, the next time you think about reviewing a takeaway, stay away from McDonald's and go to Queen's Fish Bar in Ely. Best fish and chips in the world. Queen's Fish Bar in Ely, I have to give it a try. Thank you very much, Matt Taverner. Tam, evening, German lager drinker here, but I'm loving Brewdog Black Hat, 4 for 4. Any trips planned? Not yet. Up the Barry, says Mike. Well done, Barry. Well done, Mike in Barry. Ryan McKenzie with a £10 super chat. £10 super chat from Ryan McKenzie. And he says, have a pint and kebab on me, fella. Absolutely love this live feed every Friday night. You're literally the reason I bought my perfect draft. Thank you very much, Ryan McKenzie, for the £10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Anyone tried Brewdog Shore Leave as an ex-sailor? Sounds great. Michael says it's beer monster at o'clock. Bob Ag, cheers Simon. Do you remember cans of Royal Dutch? Yes. Yes. They're called Royal Dutch breweries, aren't they, Bob? They actually are kind of Royal Dutch breweries. I think they own Orange Boom. They're a big company. Hi Simon, looking forward to the summer when I can try Ludlow Brewery's first lager. It's coming this summer. Ooh, hopefully that's going to be really good. Hey Simon, I heard you talking about New England IPAs and how it's almost run its course. What do you think? Yeah, I kind of think it has. kind of, I just personally, I'm just really quite bored of the amount of New England IPAs in the supermarket now. Right, Big Kev, not watched F1 for 20 years, but when I did, I was always a McLaren man. Coulthard and Hakkinen, yeah, I remember them days. I seem to remember Hakkinen assaulting a marshal. Does that ring a bell, anyone? Before I look it up. No, that would have been, that would have been, what's his name? James Hunt did that. He punched a marshal. Mika Hakkinen crashed his car and he ran into the woods and he was quite upset. I remember that. On the Brewdog Black Hat, following your great stout reviews. Thank you very much. Battle Dog 2. Right, so Calvin's in Edinburgh drinking Tennent's, Man United 16, Poland in Dublin, from the USA, living in Spain, drinking the Estrella Galaxia, Alice. Mark S is in London on the Two Tribes campfire. It's not bad, that, is it? Ireland drinking Tiny Rebel Tropica, Damien. Christopher is in Leeds on the Fosters. Travis is in drinking water in Australia because it's probably, I don't know, what is it, about 7 o'clock in the morning. Watching from Antarctica with a lager. Drew, enjoy. Ryan, Jupiler Belgium lager in Rotherham. Liam, I'm from Kiribati drinking Nebula Nectar Ale. Papa Golf is in Derby on the Canbanks Mild. Bob Ag, Edinburgh, good old Tennants. Mark Glenn is in Ustra Gunlice and he's drinking Starter Pramen. I got that one because I've heard of that one before. Ustra Gunlice. 007 Spike Dog, Blackwood and Bacardi. Hereford and what else but Wye Valley HPA. Oof. I cannot wait to drink some of that. I'm up that way. I'm up Ludlow way for my summer holidays. Ipswich, Suffolk on the Hawkstone. Big Kev's on the white wine in Edinburgh, getting rid of his sciatica. Well done, Big Kev. Hanley in Arden on the Hofbrau. Connor Jackson, that was by Mike. Connor Jackson is in Carlisle, Cumbria, drinking Franciscana. Nigel Watson says, best McLaren driver of all time. I'm going to go for Mika Hakkinen. Interesting call, Nigel. Possibly Hamilton, but he only won one, didn't he? Didn't Ayrton Senna race for McLaren as well? Seem to remember. So, what about James Hunt? James Hunt drove for McLaren. South Wimbledon on the Pale Ale, Al Humphreys. Tried Brewdog Shore Leave last week, pleasant enough but not memorable, Papa Golf. I went shopping today. I had a day off the reviews today. I did a pie review because I was hungry when I got in and I reviewed the pie. I reviewed an amazing pie. Really, really good. But I didn't do any beer reviews today. Andy Ray, hi Simon, have you ever reviewed Westmalle Triple? Oh my god, the best beer ever. Yeah, really good beer. Really, really good, Andy. Westmalle. And their Triple. Drew's Irish but living in France on the Grimbergen Blonde. Looking forward to Cheltenham. Any tips? Oh, I don't know. I don't really follow the racing, horse racing. I also think Jupiler is a fairly decent brew. How come it never made its way to the UK? Funny, isn't it? Because Jupiler in Belgium, especially in the university cities, is more popular than Stella Artois. Steve Jeffrey, Burton-on-Trent, drinking Perlenbacher Pilsner. Good stuff. I think the adverts make the stream lag. Nigel, apologies for the adverts. It's just that, rowing up a river and all that kind of stuff. I don't have to get too much into it. You all understand economics, don't you? Paul Desmond, New England IPA. I've never liked overly stone fruit in my IPA. West Coast all the way. Me, I'm more of a West Coast. I'm much more of a West Coast. Graham 101. Graham 101. Wetherspoons are doing a beer festival. When? When are they doing it? Ryan Ford, I remember David Coulthard and Mick Hackett in the F1 past, both driving McLaren in the past years. Yes, Ryan Ford, definitely. Hi Simon, will you be watching the Joshua? I'll be in bed. I'll watch the highlights in the morning. I'll be in bed. I just think we're boxing now. You've got this whole Logan Paul thing, haven't you? I just like don't. It's a bit of a farce. Euro Championship Beer Challenge. Well, yes, that's a great idea, Paul Jones. Scotland drinking a Centennial Pale Ale. Hackenen and then Coulthard, says Nigel Watson. That was Dave in Scotland. Paulo Scouse, hello, greetings from Cheshire-Reese. Yes, hello, I love that place. Will you come to us again? Beer. Paolo, oh my goodness me. That place with the square, the open square. Oh, it was beautiful. I loved it. I absolutely loved Cheshire-Reese. Hi, greetings from Budapest, EU. Hello. Big Kev, Travis, who is upside down to us, is drinking water. Cure for hiccups, that is, says Big Kev. Simon D, watching in Sussex. Drinking tea, was working the night shift. Useful Jankari is from Delhi. Hello, Delhi in India. Drinking Delhi Belly Pale Ale. Ooh, that sounds interesting. We had an Indian man who came over and he brought a load of his craft beer. They were brewing it with Brains Brewery. And it was really good. It was really good IPA. Can't remember the name of the brewery now. It's about 8 years ago. Martin Ryan, Leicester on the Warsteiner. Hazy Haze, oi oi, how you doing, Hazy Haze? Checkmates for me tonight from Watford. Hearts, Dave, great. Got to be Senna and a McLaren, yeah, probably. Mike learned to drive in a 4-tonner around Barry out of Saints. Geez, never forget the hill start. A 4-tonner around Barry. Amanda says Senna. Paul Jones, Rotherham, Barnsley border, drinking Aldi German lager. Hazy Haze on the Heineken on the blade, lovely. Charlie Zobel, didn't Nelson Piquet smack Alan Prost once? And hello Simon, long time. I ain't been in and on the tiny row of Hadouken. Hello Charlie. Al Humphreys, Ayrton Senna, but he did like a delivery crash into I remember Ayrton Senna driving McLaren in the F1 decades. Drinking Vocation. How far am I behind? And they go, oh, quite far. Senna, Lauda, Hunter drove for McLaren. Ever tried Spaten Munich in Sainsbury's now? Yes, it's a good beer. I like it. I do like the Spaten. I'll have to go to Sainsbury's. We all need to cool ourselves with something. Yep. Is can asada available at any restaurants in the UK? The best way to cook it is clean in a hot grill with a white onion and spray it with beer while cooking. Never heard of it, sorry. Al Humphreys is saying hello to Paul Jones. Nigel Watson says Spaten, top quality beer. It really is. Hazy Haze, unfortunately, side F1 is eat, sleep, repeat. Looks extremely repetitive again this season. Yeah, Hazy Haze. I kind of like forced myself to watch qualifying. It's a bit closer. Someone needs to just drive into him and knock him off the track. That would make things interesting, wouldn't it? I'm about to go into Tesco for bits. Recommend me a beer to pick up whilst I'm there. Good to know. Nige, Ta. Is March too early in the year for a camping weekend? Mark S. Oof, I don't know. I think I'll be taking my skiing gear if I went. I don't know though, because it's wet and damp, innit? It's sludgy and wet, and it's from the 6th to the 17th of March, and Spoons have some great guest ales on. Christopher Tate. It's been around 10 years since Michael Schumacher had a skiing accident in 2013, and that was 10 years ago. It's crazy, you know, how quickly time goes by. Toe Jam, drinking Expand the Clouds by Left Handed Giant, a lovely double IPA. Great beer. Great brewery. General Lee, hi Simon, drinking Whole Garden wheat beer at the moment. What do you think of it? It's alright, it's alright. Greetings from North Wales, Aerospace. Diane Boyle. Hi, watching Hull, drinking a Heineken keg. Right, you know what? I'm 35 minutes in, I've had one beer. Can I stop reading the comments for a bit? Can I go and get myself a beer? Is that right? I'm thirsty. I need a beer. I got some news. A lovely person called Thomas. I've been chatting to him on email. And he teaches language. So he taught Welsh to Argentinian people. And he went out to Argentina, of course, to do this. And he brought me back, wonderfully. He lives in the South Wales Valleys. He brought me back some Argentinian craft beer. Really, really lovely of him. If anybody wants to send me any beer to review on the channel, then you can email me at realaleguide@googlemail.com. realaleguide@googlemail.com. If you're far out and you really want to get me to drink some incredibly decent beer from your part of the world, email me and we'll review it on the channel. We'll give the brewery a fantastic little kind of plug, won't we? Two Finger Whitehead. Yeah, let's get in. It's going all right, isn't it? Can we do 180 likes? 180 likes of the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Hit the like button down below. 180 likes. Come on, everybody, hit the like button down below. Let's go for it. Paul Jones is speaking to Matthew in a different language, one I don't understand. Come on, 180 likes. There's a like button down below. Like or dislike. In the corner here. Like or dislike. Hit the like button down below. Let's go for 180 likes. Let's see if we can get loads of people to tune into this live stream. Just trying that Nigerian Golder 5x2 from Home Bargains for the first time. After a full 5 days on the HGVs, I'm loving it. You give it an 8 a couple of years ago. All the best, man, from Sunderland. Isn't it great? JJ Arkley. Isn't it great that Home Bargains have this fantastic way of pulling in beers from all around the world? I get really excited when I go to Home Bargains and I see some of the like out there beers. I think they went through a stage of putting in like slightly, they went for their own brand beer. I think they're still going for their own brand beer. I don't think it's the direction that Home Bargains necessarily wants to go into. I think when Home Bargains specialise is more in like getting these like beers from far out places in, because people love to try it. People like, I've seen Star Lager from, I think that was Nigeria or Ghana. That was in Home Bargains last few years, and whenever I see it I'm like, whoa, yeah. Is it sorghum? It's brewed with like sorghum, which is a certain type of wheat. And it's very kind of common with African breweries, lager breweries. It's called sorghum or something. It's like a style of wheat that they use. And it's very It's very specific. It's very, it's very, you can definitely taste the slight difference in the beer. Fall of Tyskie, the strong Polish lager. I agree about Home Bargains. They get some decent US craft beer in for stupidly crazy prices. Yes, cheap prices. It's never mind-blowing, but it's still well worth picking up. Toe Jam, the lager. They had a lager there a year or so ago. And they had like this weird, like, tropical, weird can on it. I can't remember the name of it. It was really good. Really, really good. Sorghum is what they use. That's it. Sorghum, George, that's it. I see the kegs in Home Bargains have crept up in price. Steve, yeah, I suppose they have a little bit. All right, fella, I'm drinking 1698 from Shepherd Neame. Have you done a review on this? Yes, Martindale, long time ago. I'd like to do it again. So I love what you're doing. Keep at it. Fancy joining us blindly judging beers at the 12th edition of the BJCP based international homebrewers competition up here in Budapest mid-May. I mean, we can chat about it, of course. Send me an email, realaleguide@googlemail.com. realaleguide@googlemail.com. I have judged at lots of competitions before in the likes of Poland, Germany, Belgium, all over the UK. Norway, judged in Norway as well. And what usually happens is that these competitions, they normally have some kind of like sponsorship agreement in place, and they have like a way of getting you there basically. Big Kev, I was amazed today I bought a vegan duck in Rav as it was 68p in Tesco. First time I've generally enjoyed a vegan. Oh, there we go, Big Kev. Oh, there we go. I mean, I thought you were about to tell a joke then. Drinking Buckfast plus Krombacher. Honestly, my favourite combinations is Brainworker. How can I ship you beer from California, Arizona, and Nevada, USA? Matthew, send me an email, Matthew, at realaleguide@googlemail.com, and we'll chat. We'll chat about it. I've just had some beers from Argentina given to me to review. We can chat, and you know, it'd be great. It would be great to review those beers. So I asked to do some decent worldwide beers near me, says Steve. Bungle says special brew slush puppy with a dash of lime cordial. Yummy. Did B&M Home Bargains sell facts in litre tins from Denmark, or am I imagining this? No, Nigel Watson, you're not. You are not imagining it. They sell facts strong as well, the 10% one. Also, Lidl have it as well. Every now and again, Lidl will get big cans of facts in. It used to be, it was in the UK anyway, in the 80s and 90s. Sorghum, yeah, you're all talking about sorghum is what they use, yeah. Willie says, how does cider compare to beer to you? Whenever I'm in Devon, I always make sure to get some scrumpy, and maybe even prefer it over beer, given the time. I struggle with cider. I do struggle with cider. I'm not a fan of it, unfortunately. Yes, there we go. Lots of comments coming in. So we got 215 people watching. We got 181 likes. Next beer is the Brew by Numbers 42 Grapefruit Double Dry Hopped IPA. Enjoy. Enjoy, Al. Right, you know where I'm going to go. Can we do 200 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub? We got 185 likes. 185 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Can we do 200 likes? If we can do 200, we're creeping. So let me give you a timeline of events. Started off at 7 o'clock, 35 people were watching. By 7:30, we had over 100 people watching. And I was just gently asking people to hit the like button down below. When you hit the like button, more people join the stream. It becomes a little bit more exciting. We're up to 192 likes. We got over 200 people joined. So if we can hit the like button to 200 likes, maybe, just maybe, we'll get 250 people watching. Hit the like button for the Stoner Crows. 193, there's 7 more likes to go. 4 more likes to go. 4 more likes to go. Scott, evening Simon. Sat enjoying a couple of Franciscanas whilst watching the boxing. I know you're a boxing fan. I know you're a boxing fan. But what I'm really pleased about, Scott, is that you're loving your Vice beers at the moment. I remember you made a video, was it late last year? And you were like, oh, where's Vice beer been all my life? And once you get it, get yourself a nice Vice beer glass as well, because it makes a massive difference. Once you get into Vice beer, there's no turning back. There really isn't any turning back. It's just so like, it's the original hazy beer, isn't it? Hazy, carbonated, one finger white head. This could be a Nipa, couldn't it? The original hazy beer. Do you prefer different beers for different sessions? Tam Moore. So tomorrow I'm going to a Marston's pub. I'm going to a Marston's pub. But I'm going back to... Remember that story I told about beating everybody on the pool table? Well, I'm going back to that pub tomorrow for a birthday. And I'm considering, well, I was considering, my wife's not well, so she's not going out. My wife is going out at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to go and play snooker, have a couple of beers playing snooker. Then I'm going to make my way up to the pub where my family are, where friends and family are going to be. And I had everything planned, and then my wife come in, she was like, oh, my glands are up, and my knees are aching, and I'm not going out tomorrow. And I just, yeah. But there goes. She's like, oh, you're going out a bit later now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going out a bit later now. No snooker for me. I'll sit, I'll watch the football scores. I'll watch the football. I'll put the if I got nothing else to do, I'll sit and watch the football scores at 3 o'clock. You know, like aimlessly watching Hereford 2, Barnsley 1, or whatever. I watched that till 4:45, 5 o'clock, and then the Grand Prix qualifying's on then as well. Right, we got a few more comments coming. Dishwasher or washing machine on in the background, folks. Place your bet. Big Kev, I'm sorry. I put it on at 4:30. I put my work clothes, did a bit of sweeping around in the garden today, bit of tidying up, took some rubbish over the dump, and I put them in the wash at 4:30. And the blooming thing was, it 10 to 8 is still going. Al Mank is on the Augustiner Hella. Sorry for the pronunciation. Paul Jones says, Simon, my wife says you're a bad influence. Si, would you be tempted to give Beer 52 another go? I've been tempted recently. No, you can't get away. I won't. I won't, because you can't. If there was, you know, like really easy to get into it, really difficult to leave out the back door, I won't do it. I won't do it. No blooming way, like. No way. If it was an easy, if there was a one touch, I'm out of here. And I'll come back when I please. But the trouble is, when you've had your fingers burned by companies like that, you can't, you know, you got to phone up and stuff. And then they're chatting to you on the phone about why do you want to leave. No thanks. No, don't do that to me. Not in the 21st century. No, please don't do that. I just want to go. I just want to go and I just want to press a button. Like, nice and easy to join, nice and difficult to leave. Keynes Brewery in Liverpool used to sell their beers in litre tins, but now they're gone. Yeah, well, no, they're back, but under a different company. I used to like their bitters, Liverpool based, I think they were. Tambo, I bought a beautiful Weiss beer, earning a glass. It's gorgeous when drinking. Tambo. Trav, hey buddy, I hope you and the family are well. I've just arrived on site in Melbourne after an hour and a half commute in the truck, getting ready for a couple of warm days. Saturday and Sunday morning, 40 plus. I can only dream of that, Trav. I can only dream of that. Did you know Lidl do Franciscana for £1.99 versus Rheinbacher Weiss beer for £1.69 per bottle? So it's almost a no-brainer buying Franciscana. Well, yeah. Big Vin, I did see that. I also see that Tesco are now selling Franciscana for 4 for £7. 4 for £7. Now that's cheap. That's cheap. And I nearly went with that today. And I was like, oh, I've got to go to Aldi anyway. I went to Aldi. I picked up some, what did I pick up? Aldi had bits and pieces on. One thing I was looking for, I couldn't get. They've got a load of new food in Aldi. And you know, when you're looking to pick something up and they haven't got it, the sticker's there, new, but there's nothing there. Yeah, I had one of those days today. I bought a Weiss Stefana case that came with a Weiss beer glass. Great, Grant. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I've smashed 3 Weiss beer glasses. Have you really? We've got a new Schneider one, so happy now. Smashed them. Is that like dishwasher smashing them, Scott? Is that like putting them, because I've done it with Weiss beer. I reckon I've lost about 4 Weiss beer glasses, put them in a dishwasher wrong, because they're top heavy, aren't they? You know, oh, don't talk to me about top heavy. They're top heavy and thinking about top heavy now. I'm done. That's me done for the whole night. Yeah, they're top heavy Weiss beer glasses, especially upside down. Where are we going with this? And once it's in the dishwasher, if it knocks against a plate or something, they do break. They do break. Or they break with the heat as well. Hi from Darlington, Northeast, Neil French. Nigel Watson, many of the New England IPAs brewed in Finland also have wheat in the mash. Ah, right, Nigel. Rocco Mitchum in Chelsea, hello. Quali was tonight, Amanda. Yes, it was, I watched it. Charles needs to really kind of put his foot down, doesn't he? What do you do for work? White. Well, I drink some beer. Simon D, Lidl have a new version of their Radler. It's a fest beer Radler. Had it on Monday. Lovely. I did see stuff in Lidl. I did see different things in Lidl. I tell you what I picked up today. The big Tesco I use, you have a really big Tesco, don't you? Like the Extra. And they do great. They do really, really great stuff. They got all the great new stuffs going on in there. And then you have like slightly smaller Extra stores that are like not as big. Some of the Tesco stores are absolutely massive. And they can stock everything. It's like a massive warehouse. But my local one, you can't really, they like some of the beers they've got, like I've seen Kronenbourg Blanc in Penarth Tesco. I didn't see Kronenbourg Blanc today in a Tesco Extra. But if you go to the big Tesco out near the hospital in Cardiff, massive warehouse type place, they've got everything. They've got it all. But I tell you what I did see today, and I picked it up because I've seen, if Scott's still watching, I've seen him review it a month or so back, and it made me chuckle. Like I thought, oh God, you know, that's going to make for a great 8-minute video. I picked up today, and it was only because it was there. I just, you know, I thought I'll have a giggle, pick it up. Foster's Radler. I haven't reviewed it yet. I've not done no beer reviews today, but I'm going to try and slide that in the next 2 weeks. Foster's Radler. And I seen that on Scott's channel there, I thought, and it made me giggle when I seen that one. You wanted a wee time? Nah, I'm alright. I'm alright tonight. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes I'm like back and forth the toilet. What are we now, an hour in? I'm alright. Don't let me think about my bladder. I do love German wheat beer. Edelweiss on the blade and bottle, Paul and Francis Candace. Good stuff. Hazy Haze. Really, really good stuff. How many hairstyles am I planning this year, Peter? Well, whatever, innit? Whatever it goes. Niebel on the Anches Weizenbock now, really good. Jerome, Peter had a bad hair day. Big Keb, yeah, Mother's Day on Sunday. Steve, I actually bought my mum a Bailey's weeks ago because of the hype in the supermarkets. I thought it was weeks ago, to be honest. Are you going to pick up Doppelganger? Oh, I picked it up today. That's another beer I picked up today. I wasn't impressed. Shock horror. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen today's video, Scott, but I just kind of like made a, like, we need to chat video about New England IPA. And there are people like me. There's people like me that, and like yourself, because I did watch your kind of Tesco release video, that they're just not appealing, are they? They're like, they're all £3-4, and I tell you what, they'll really add up. If you're a beer reviewing channel, Foster says rather, said Nigel Watson. If you're a beer reviewing channel, and like years ago, I did see that, yes, and completely agree. I still pick up some of them. I don't pick them up. I don't pick every single one up anymore. My Tesco's been really slow to release some of them, but I did pick up the Doppelganger today. I'll review that sometime. I'm not in any rush. I'm not in any rush to review that beer, but it'll end up on the channel sometime. But they can really add up. I've walked away from the supermarket with my receipt like 70 quid. If like Tesco do a big release, it'd be like 70 quid. These £3, £4, sometimes £4.50 beers, they definitely add up. They definitely add up. I picked up 2 of the Tesco beers. Yeah, I mean, they just like, you just know what you're gonna get. You just know it's gonna be that like concentrated hop oil, like samey. I gotta be careful because you start throwing round accusations and you'll end up in court. That's the trouble. But I do have an inkling. Now, how I will approach this is, I've been to many beer festivals, and I've been to many beer festivals that go late into the night where brewers have had lots to drink and they spill their secrets, basically. And I'm just wondering, because the beer game we're in, and the brewers are expected to go to festivals and have some beer and whatnot, that maybe secrets are spilled, and then you have that situation of like me thinking to myself, this New England IPA tastes the same as the last one, or the last one, or the last. They're all tasting a bit the same. And it's just an inkling of mine. Maybe it's a case of a bit of pop, a couple of sherbets, and then, you know, the whole kind of like, oh yeah, we use this and we use that and we use it, you know, and it happens. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. I've heard the conversations before, and you're thinking, would a sober brewer be spilling the secrets of the brewery to his main competitor type thing? I've seen it. Breakfast time's the best. Blimey heck, I've been to breakfast times. I've been to in hotel breakfast where they've drunk all night. Like they've drunk in their hotel room, and they're like drinking at 6 a.m, and they come down the stairs like you've seen them the night before. They're literally completely on one, and they're like burning it, and they're walking around them, and they're shouting, and I just like, and I'm sitting there with a banging head, like a hangover, because I do suffer from big hangover, and I'm thinking, blooming heck, you haven't stopped, have you? You've been going all night. I have seen it. I'm the type of beer festival goer. I like to slide off about 10 o'clock. I'm like, I'm just gonna pop to the toilet, and I slide through the side door. I can't do it like I used to. 210 people watching, 210 likes. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You guys are fantastic. Right, the problem with British beer is the water quality. Apart from Lancashire and Yorkshire, most of the country now has horrible chlorinated hard water. Nigel Watson, you bang on, mate. You're absolutely bang on. RP, hi Simon, what kind of beer sommelier courses have you completed? Absolutely none. I've been to the University of Beer. RP, I've drank nearly 10,000 beers, and I've probably drank more beers than the people who actually completed or even come up with a sommelier course in the first place. So I'm really not interested. I'm really not interested in becoming a beer sommelier. I'm not laughing at the whole kind of beer sommelier thing, but I just wonder where it gets you. If you're somebody like me, anybody can go in a shop and buy a beer. I got a question for you guys. If I was a beer sommelier, do you reckon I would have had more views? Or do you reckon people tune in for a bit of my character? I got a little bit of a character, and people tune in for that. I'm having a bit of a giggle. I'm doing a beer review. I'm having a bit of a moan. I'm being myself. I've seen a beer channel. I'm not going to name. It's not even. It's like across the Atlantic. Across the Atlantic. It's in another country. Big country. But in another country. I've seen a beer channel. Really popular. Really popular. I've seen him go from like me, bit of a character, reviewing beer, having a bit of fun, giving some flavours, job done. You get an idea. I'll be able to tell you if a beer's terrible and don't bother. And I think that's what 99% of the people want. But I seen this one channel, and he went on course after course after course after course after course, and he ended up like he'd be like, right, this is category D, section 9, and it went that way. Like he was literally like section B, section 9. He was putting the color of the beer in a box, and he was and everything was like compartmentalized. This is something B minus and I was like, oh mate, man, people won't know. You might know. You've been on these courses. You might know, and you might very well understand it, but your audience is never going to understand that in a million years. And oh. Always check beers were brewed. Sometimes they say German, etc., but it's brewed under license by Cask. But yeah, Fall of Duty. Yeah, Scott, there is very much. I've had this before. Then checking out the latest releases in supermarkets. Yeah. The Kronenberg. That's the reason why I've not done the new Kronenberg. I only reviewed it a year ago. And okay, it probably would have been nice if I had a French Kronenberg Blanc versus a UK brewed Kronenberg Blanc, but I don't think it's going to change the world too much. You know, I think I picked up a couple of beers today. There's sometimes this right in front of you. Like I see sometimes, like I can see a video a mile away, and then other times I can't see it. And what I do, you know, the 660 milliliter bottle lagers, I stand back 2 meters, I look at the stand, and I do this, and I go, that one versus that one, or maybe that one versus that one, and I try and work out as many combinations as possible. Like I could do like San Miguel versus Stella, or I could do San Miguel versus. So I did Italy versus, what did I do? Heineken versus, was it San Miguel? Oh, I can't. I'm just like doing this now, trying to work out different combinations, like of versus videos. And I bet the old lady walking past with her trolley's like, what's he doing? What is he up to? And I'm like, oh, maybe that one with that one, that one with that one. Costs money to turn water into something that can be brewed into a decent beer. Yeah, Nigel Watson, totally right. I find decent beer gives different flavour profiles depending on your mood. Yes, Tam Moore, definitely. The wallpaper behind you looks like the famous Grouse whiskey logo. Love it. Bit of a pub, innit? Shout out for the original founder of the International Beer Sommelier Movement, Axel Kisby. I mean, a great idea, Jerome. Fantastic idea. To come up with that sort of thing. I think, didn't he come up with it in a pub in London? Reese, am I late? We have got some chats on this beer sommelier thing. Arpy says 100% because of your character. Alice says character and storytelling ability. Thank you very much. Simon D, sommelier is French for snobbery. Stick to what you do, Si. I've seen it, and I've seen people change. And I'm like, no, don't be like that. I'm not being funny. And I'm just stating the facts here. But I'm this year, if all goes well, by the end of the summer, I should have 30 million views on YouTube. 30 million views on YouTube. Have I changed from day one? No. Because I watched people change. I've literally watched people's characters change. Whether they have a few thousand subscribers, whether they become a beer sommelier, or maybe they do something, you know, that kind of like elevation, if you like. I've seen them change, I've seen their characters change. And I swore from the sidelines, I was watching from the sidelines, and I swore that I would never, ever change. And I I mean, I'd like to think that I haven't. I'd like to think that I'm still relatively the same person that started 14 years ago. Bit of fun. Bit of fun. And if it turns into a business, great. But still, it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Hey, quick question. Are you guys big lamb eaters in the UK? Yes, Wales, I suppose we are. Yeah, we love our lamb in Australia. It's certainly not eaten in America. Oh, yeah, I like a bit of lamb, especially Easter time. There's a D in the word fridge, but not in the word refrigerator. Oh, yeah. Simon, what is Hollister on your hoodie? Oh, it's Turkish. It's fake. It's about 20 years old, this jumper. Peter, thank you. My camera quality has improved. It's about being genuine on camera. It says Big Vin. Overhead kick. Found your channel recently and it's great. Love your honesty. Thank you very much. Well, Si, we haven't seen you do any star jumps for a long time. Well, Hazy, I suppose I've changed in that respect, haven't I? Less of a nut job. Lamb is ace. I enjoy your passion and the fact you're not a snob. You'll try Supermarket Beers and I enjoy watching you finding a bargain like Rhinebeck. Yes, I love a bargain. I absolutely love a bargain. I really do. So my mother, let me catch a few comments. Let me remember bargain and I'll remember my mother-in-law's story. And I'm like, oh, I wish we had one of those in the UK. I enjoy your passion and the fact you're not a snob. You'll try some of these. Yeah, I just read that one. Anyone tried a Kozol 3.5% white beer from the Czech Republic? I bought a 50 half-litre can today from a local supermarket in Pori. And it was decent. €1.35 a can. Reese says no comment on that one. I thought Leicester was a rugby team or something. Oh no, it's just I went to Turkey once and I seen the you're a little more mellow now than you were 5 years ago or more. Well, Eric, that's like circumstance. That's just circumstance. Sometimes I walk away from this conservatory and I'm like, I wasn't myself. I wasn't loud enough. I've kept myself within myself. And I think that's what's kind of just the situation I've kind of stuck myself in the last 12 months. Would you ever go on TV? I've been on TV. I've done a bit of TV, Heath. I did some with Connie Fisher for BBC once. I spoke about this last week. Once you get used to the camera lens on you, the camera lens could be this big, or it could be this big, or it could be this big. And because you've got used to riding a bike, and because you've got used to being on camera and filming yourself, it could be any... They'll flip a camera on you, and yeah, you can just do it. You can just do it. Again, not a big-headed thing. It's the best way I can explain it is like riding a bike. You can just, some people could, you just do it. You just, yeah. I mean, I reckon if I sat on the match of the day couch and you go, yeah, he played all right. He done all right on the wing. The guy on the full back, he could have played a little bit better. You know, it's just, you have a camera in front of you enough of the time, and you just get used to it. Would you ever go, yeah, TV, Sunday brunch? You know, I would. It's just, I think now the TV thinks that like they're gonna like compete with us massively or so. I know somebody who does the Sunday brunch thing. I think he still does it. Does Mark Dredge still do the Sunday brunch thing on the TV? He's kind of like meet him twice, 3 times a year. He's a nice enough guy. But I wouldn't want to go along and steal his gig type of thing. It's not what I'm about. It's not what I'm about. I mean, I am personally happy I chose the direction I chose with YouTube rather than TV. And there is a point to that. The 203 people are tuned into this are beer drinkers and beer lovers and people who want to know about beer and chat and have a beer and have a laugh. Maybe the few thousand people that watch Sunday Brunch are there for the food and they're not there for the beer. And it will always be kind of like this big, won't it? Red meat and raw eggs, way to go. Or eggs, not raw. Where did I get raw from, Nigel? Why did I add a word to that sentence? Speaking of lamb, my local farmer had 68 sheep and they once asked me to round them up. I said, sure, 70. Big Kev. If you love a bag and our local independent has bottles of whole garden for £1.50. Talking of bargains, I'm still drinking the Pearl and Bag of Hells from Christmas after buying all their cans. Great Christmas. Oh, Tam Moore, what a beer that is. Time Vine joke, that one. That's a great one, Big Kev. Crazy to think YouTube and Facebook is around the same age as me. Reese. Oh, I remember it all come about me. Kozel is a great brewery. Spot on site, and thank you, mate. Evening from Cole, Finland. What's your favourite supermarket for good beers that isn't Aldi? Oh, well, I kind of like Aldi. I really kind of like Aldi. So, I like Lidl as well. I was going to tell you that story one night. Right. Has anybody heard of a company called Eurospin? Supermarket chain in Italy. Eurospin. So this company now has been expanding throughout Italy. And my mother-in-law shops there. She buys bits and pieces, she said. Some bits are good, some bits not so good. But they're becoming a bit of a big deal in Italy. Eurospin. Has anybody heard of it? And do you know when you hear of a shop and you're like, oh yeah, I fancy that. I fancy shopping there. Well, it just got my imagination going. Eurospin. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Lidl, Aldi. I love the variety. I love the fact that there's new stuff all of the time. I think it's brilliant. But Eurospin, I've got to go there. Ali D. Evening, Simon. How are you? You must be the only reviewer that hasn't reviewed Kronenberg Blanc yet. I reviewed it a year ago. Making a joke. Bombardier Amber Ale, quick mark out of 10. Thoughts? JJ Ackley. I've not had it for a long time. It used to be more of a premium ale back in the day. Really enjoyed it back in the day. Had it on Cask and Keg back in the day. Got me really drunk. Got me really, really drunk. Big Kev, I see Mark Dredge on that show. He's a marathon runner. Yeah, I mean... he's a marathon runner. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Aldi and Lidl are pretty cool. Really wish Steinhauser was in a 5-litre keg occasionally. It would be great, wouldn't it? Al Humphrey says, how cold is it in Finland? David Peach on the Jupiler, perfect draft, lovely and fresh. I'm 5 in. Yes, Jupiler, yeah, get on, 5 in. Must admit, Kronenberg Blanc looks nice, haven't had it yet. Lidl's 4 packs of Belgian beer are pure gold. 4 packs of Belgian beer. I don't know that one. Stella knockoff cans in Lidl. Are there? Surprised that you're not at country to country at the O2 Arena this weekend. What's that then? I haven't even heard of it. And that's Travis. How cold is it in Finland? -7 at 10:20 on Friday night in Pori, Finland. Bright day, sun all day. This is the thing, Nigel. When the sun comes out and it's beautiful, I bet the air is fresh. I bet the birds are singing. I bet it's wonderful. I bet it's absolutely wonderful up there. I say up there, I mean, I'm just guessing. It might be just across. But generally, when you think of the Nordic countries, they're kind of like that way a bit, aren't they? I bet it's amazing. Would you ever walk out of a pub because of the beer they sell at only the big brands? I often do. I get a bit Simon Richard. I do like seeing the review which went out yesterday. Netherlands versus Spain. I'm out tomorrow night. And it's a Marston's pub. Marston's are bought Brains in Cardiff. So I probably got a choice. Usually they have Brains SA Gold, golden version of Brains SA. I generally go for that. If I get bored of that, I move on to the Pedigree. If I get bored of the Pedigree, I just go on the shorts or something. I just get a Jägermeister. Generally, like at the end of the night, that is though. It fills my soul with dread when I go to an arranged family party and it's in a mainstream, like Enterprise Inns or something like that, and you go in and you know it's just going to be Carling or Madry or some half-hearted effort at a pump-pulled bitter, and you go, oh, my family are great. My family are brilliant. They're perfect. But I got to sit here for about 3 or 4 hours now, like just drinking this muck, this absolute muck, and those situations do frustrate me because I'd really like to be in a pub where I can drink really decent beer and speak to my family, which are really decent people. But it's either or, isn't it? It's either or. My birthday is coming up, and I want to go to the Head of Steam. I want to book a table, Head of Steam. I want to get in there, and in Cardiff, and I just the amount of beer they got in there, it's just just fantastic. Wow, loads of comments. There's a nice keg I see in Home Bargains. Stupidly, I forgot the name. Probably Warsteiner. Evening all. I'm on the Love Lane, Baltic Hells. Also, I'm hearing of troubled times for Wrexham Lager. I hope they sort out their issues. By the way, Simon, how come you're leaving the Christmas ornament behind you? Or is it really... No, it's just it's a pub. It's a little mini brewery thing. Do you find the flavours of Pils or Hells after a Weiss beer is enhanced thoroughly? After drinking a few Francis Cannons, switching to Aldi Rheinbacher Pils makes it taste really crisp. Probably, Big Vin. Probably, yeah. Generally, though, if I drink Weiss, I stay on Weiss beer all night. Evening, I managed to forget a beer in the freezer. Now, if I open it, it becomes slightly slushy, says Shy. Travis, it's a massive country music festival in London. All the big stars come over from the United States. To be honest, Travis, I didn't know. Guller's beer back in Home Bargains. I'll have to give it a go. Look after yourself tomorrow, Si. Don't want another enforced Stone Crow closure. Jonathan Watson, I know. If I go at a decent time, I won't drink too much. That's my problem. I turn up at these places and everyone's like, oh, here he is. Yeah, and we go in rounds, and it just gets quicker and quicker and quicker. And then they're like, oh, here's the Jägermeisters. And it's like, ah. Next thing you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. In 2 months' time, you'll be 20. Which beer have you tried that you thought that you never should have been made? Most macro lager. I like Carling. It's the number one lager in Burton-on-Trent. Ryan Ford. I mean, yeah. It, if you like it, absolutely wonderful, absolutely fine. Wine, Warsteiner or Kronbacher these days? That's a really difficult question. You could toss a coin, couldn't you? Anyone heard about the ransom? Oh yes, I did. Duvel. Yes, they've lost a lot of money, haven't they? I think everyone goes through drinking phases. For me, it was lagers in my 20s, ciders in my 30s, and real ale and craft beer in my 40s. I wonder what phase is next. Probably liquor. Cheers for responses, man. Well, I'll try and respond to everybody. We got lots of comments coming in. Got Cruft song in the background on Channel 4. I said it for 10 years. Why do female dog owners have wide hips and don't know how to run properly with their dogs? I mean, no offence. I don't know, Big Kev. I've never watched it. Irish beer guy. Simon, have you tried any of the newer beers on the Perfect Draft, like Mahou? I need to get some of them. I will eventually. I prefer to go to a shop and buy my beer rather than send kegs back and mess about like that. We have really warm summer days, and even then I prefer just cold beer instead of slushy beer. He's a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. She made Triple Time, Culver in Cardiff. Cool, non-locality. Hazy Lager, Camden Brewery, beautiful. Kronbacher is smooth, and Warsteiner. Where does Golden Drac rank up in your Belgian beer list? It's all right. Quite like Golden Drac. And then Hazy is speaking to Shaq. Big Kev, Golden Ball in snooker. Simon, not having it. Oh, it's quite an interesting concept, isn't it? It's quite an interesting concept. I seen John Higgins nearly got it. Quite interesting. He seems to be like on the retirement role now, isn't he, John Higgins? I reckon if he got that, that would have been it. I reckon he would have just packed in after that. Jacob. Evening, Simon. Wasn't sure if I joined tonight after a heavy one yesterday, but you convinced me. Chilling with Bishop's Fingers tonight and a Thai green curry. Enjoy. Al Humphreys. Next one's the Tiny Rebel Hadouken. You can hear the street Hadouken. Right, Alan, did you ever make a decision on whether to keep or sell the beer machines? I sold 2. I've kept 2. I need to go to the toilet. I need to get a beer. I really need to get a beer because I'm out and my throat's getting dry with all the comments. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Sorry about that, everybody. No explanation needed, I suppose. Just a bit more room for beer now. I really needed this beer though. Really need this. It's Friday. I've really been enjoying the Stone Crow Virtual Pub lately. I've made a couple of changes. To my situation. My consumption is down. But what I found is, Lewis, I'm enjoying it more. When I do decide to say, hey, I'm going to have 4 beers, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Whereas before, it's a bit like having chicken curry for tea every night. Now, I love chicken curry or chips and curry. It's a bit like having chips and curry every single night of the week. I love chips and curry, but after the 4th night, the shine comes off it, doesn't it? What I'm trying to say is, I'm enjoying my time at the Stone Crow more. I'm appreciating the beer a bit more. A lot more. And yeah, it's great. It's great to be here. I'm enjoying it. One of my daughters is away up in Birmingham way. Lancashire, Birmingham, up there. She's doing like karate and stuff. My other daughter's still locked herself in her bedroom. She locks herself. These teenagers, they do, don't they? They're just gaming with their headsets on, hours and hours and hours on end. And my wife's watching a bit of TV upstairs, and yeah, just the world. I just enjoying it. I'm just enjoying the Stone Crow. It did get to the stage where, especially in the situation when I was doing twice a week, it felt a little bit forced during 2020, especially after a few months. I was like, whoa, forgot I gotta do the Stone Crow tonight. And it's like, but now it's just, I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to a Friday night. And that's how it should be, isn't it? That's how life should be. Simon, any plans to go back to Prague, but this time drink more Pilsner Urquell? Best beer? Well, I did go with Al Humphreys. I did go with Budvar. I had a great time with Budvar, and Budvar's beers are fantastic. They really are. But there is a rivalry. There is definitely a rivalry, even though they will probably tell you that there's not a rivalry. There is definitely a rivalry. So on the first night, we arrived into Prague airport, and I was greeted 4 bottles of cold Budvar. We were drinking them and walking out the hotel, out the airport, drinking them in the taxi, drinking them in the hotel lobby, and then we made our way to a bar. It was a very, very lovely kind of old bar. Like it was like caverns, like caves underground. Drank in this bar, but they only had starter primer in this bar. And I said, we're here with Budvar. It's okay to drink the starter primer. And he was like, yeah, no problem whatsoever. Drink starter primer. And we both drank it, and we chatted about it, and because I had 4 Budvars already, We chatted and I said, like, but I think I prefer Budvar. Budvar's just got this little bit more, the Saz hops are a little bit more bitey. It's a little bit more balanced with the sweetness. The Stella Pram was a bit too dry, I found. But then by the third night, we went out and there was a choice. There was a choice between Budvar and Stella Pram, and I had a couple of Budvars, and then of course you really know people by then, don't you? After 3 days, you very, things change a little bit. So I had a couple of Budvars, and I went, oh, next round, I went, oh, I might change. I might have a Stella Pram, and I could see this guy's eyes. He was like, oh, you want to start a pram? And it was only through, like, just a bit of a change, that's all, just something slightly different. And I found that quite interesting. But that happens everywhere. I've been to Poland, some great rivalries in Poland between the craft brewers now. They all used to be great mates. Some have decided to go into Lidl and Aldi in Poland, and it's like fierce now. It's like fierce. The competition's fierce. When it first started, they were all in bars together, 2 o'clock in the morning, dancing, arms around each other, singing, that sort of thing. It was great. It was fantastic. I was at the 2012, 2013 Polish craft beer revolution. It was fun. It was really good. Long nights in Poland. Great show as always. Enjoying having some Herzog Jang on the perfect draft. Going back to the whole why I do this on the channel. I see Tiny Rebel are closing down their Newport bar. Ali G, are they? Oh, that's a real shame. What did I say? I don't know what you mean, Simon. Oh, the comment, the toilet comment. Unpasteurized Stan Pram in Bohemia, Edinburgh is fantastic. Pardon me, I'll have to try it. Steve Jeffrey, will Mel ever join you back on the live streams? So Mel has taken on a slightly different role in her job. So she has a little bit more responsibility. And so in the last 2 weeks, she's gone to 3 different shops, 3 different pharmacies. It's not just the one pharmacy anymore. When she first started, she was the new girl. She was at one pharmacy. But she's moving between another pharmacy. They've just purchased another pharmacy nearby, and she's already been up there working, and she has a slightly more elevated role. And it just takes it out of her. It just takes it out of her. When she wants to finish work, she wants to do a bit of gaming, eat some crisps, eat some chocolate, drink a glass of wine. And I don't blame her. This was my thing. It was always my thing. I do miss the, when Mal used to get in front of the camera and I used to stand back like this, and I used to have just a little bit of a blow, just a bit of a have a rest, have a drink. I kind of slightly like, that was the great thing about it. And toilet breaks were great. They don't work now, toilet breaks. It just leaves a dead feed, doesn't it? Would you ever do a Stone Crew on a Saturday? I'd be able to drink along if you did. Simon D. The problem with that, Simon D, I'll be perfectly honest with you, as I always am with everybody on this channel, I treat this as a day job now. Monday to Friday, day job. I'll do a Friday night, no problemo. But Saturday and Sunday, it's like family. We do stuff on the weekend. It's like family time. It's like I want to forget. I love it. Of course I do. I love the channel as much as anybody else loves their YouTube channel. But I just want to forget about it for a couple of days. And it just helps me reset. By the time I get round to Monday morning again, I'm like, hey, here we go. Here we go again. And that's the secret. That's the secret, I think, to my longevity. The reason why I've been able to go as long as I have is I'm able to just miss it a bit. By the time I've finished now tonight, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I won't think about YouTube till Monday morning. But then by Monday morning, I'm like, oh yeah, I got this bottle of Westbrook Mexican cake to review, or, you know, something like this. What's not to love, yeah? What's not to love? But if it's a continuation, if it's like all of the time, a bit like what I was talking about earlier on with the Stone Crow, doing the Stone Crow twice a week. Oh, that was towards the end. That was really, really. I've never experienced burnout before in my life. Never experienced it until I did like the Stone Crow twice a week for over a year. And by the end, I was like, I'm done. I told myself I'm done. I promised everyone I'm coming back. Promised everybody I'm coming back in the autumn, but I'm done. I'm absolutely done. But then by the autumn, I missed it. By that, having a few months off, I missed it. And I was true to my word because I had a rest. You know, it's a serious beer when it got purple wax on it. Loads of comments. Let me get my beer. Loads of comments. Oh, we're back to Steve Jett with the live stream one. And the Saturday live stream. Matthew says, who's with me on this brilliant idea? Picture this. Stone Brewing creating a Stone Crow pub beer. Let's start a petition to make this happen. A Stone Crow pub beer could become the next big thing. Could be. Not a fan of pub vab, but would love one of those leather aprons. Oh yeah, Big Kev, definitely. This is like my local site. Everyone's... Yeah, it's Steve. Yeah, absolutely. Sergio Martin, Stella Praman was the premium beer that made me start exploring the beer world beyond macro lager. We'll always have a sort of soft spot. Yeah, definitely. Especially the Czech stuff. David says, Simon, exclamation mark. I think we could send you photos of what we were drinking while we watched the show, and you could show them to us. It would be funny and it would make us feel closer. David, we used to do this with Mel. Mel used to do the blooming, that's the downside. Mel used to do all the social media. Mel used to show people the beers. We've done this before. It's a real shame. I'm a very naughty boy, Simon. Hopefully I won't get bad from the Stone Crow. What have you done now? What have you done? Hey Simon, hi chat, happy Friday. Dr. Ortega, not on the beer tonight, sick in bed, oh dear. King of the talking. Maggie, happy Friday Simon. On the Hawkstone, on the Perfect Draft, lovely beer. That's fair enough, Si, family always first. That's fair play, Simon, definitely understand. So we're talking about the Stone Crow. You know, it's serious from the bottle that's wax. I definitely understand and fair play. Well said, Simon. No matter what you do or how much you enjoy your job, everyone needs to take time out for the family. Ian, yeah, just Tomorrow now, I wake up, I cook breakfast. I get up 6:30 in the morning. 6:30. I'm an early riser. Rest of the family, they're up by 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I start cooking at 10. Breakfast is on the table at 11. And then we go, right, we got all afternoon now. We're all fed. We've all got a decent meal in our stomachs. What are we going to do for the afternoon? And we've always done it. We've always done it. For me, starter primer is notably more diacetyl than Budvar, but clear less than PU. Diacetyl imparts butter. Yeah. I reviewed a beer, Jerome, that had so much of that horrible butterscotch taste in it. I just said I can't drink this. I literally can't. I'm going to release that next week. Alan Free. The Twitter photos, I forgot about that. Yeah, Sergio. Yeah, Mel used to do the things, didn't she? Thomas, new subscriber to the channel after watching the epic stout battle a few weeks back. Hello, Thomas. Glad you're with us. Been obsessed with the forged Irish stout ever since. Keep up the good work. It's a good beer. Thomas, first and foremost, cheers. Thanks for joining us. The Forged is a great beer. It's a great beer. Robin, hi Simon and others. Have a great weekend. Greetings from Belgium. Hello, Robin in Belgium. Jerome, they're all talking the pizza, yeah. Hannah, music. Simon, what's the ornament on the bar with the beers going round? It's great. Hannah, it's a brewery. Look. Let me unplug my phone. Hold on. It's a brewery. Did I just whack my tripod? I always whack my tripod. Simon has beer aura under his chin. Yeah, look. I don't know what that redness is there. High blood pressure or something. Peter, the best part of Simon's review is after he has had the first swig and then he does his little secret smile and thinks about it, and then Stoner Crows. I sense it's a natural high. It is, yeah, Peter, it really is. It really is a natural high. It's like, whoa, I love it. So I never thought of a Belfast trip for review purposes. Also not long until the witching hour. I'm looking at the clock. Yes, nearly 9 o'clock. Klansman, I've been to Belfast. I brewed with Beer Hut Brewing Company. Simcoe Simon. Simple Simon, Simcoe Simon. We brewed that. It was great. Whack the tripod daily. Sorry, is the beer saint. Says Jerome. Ali D, are you missing the long hair yet, Simon? Or are you getting used to the short hair? It must be colder for you. Ali D, now, I instantly preferred the short hair because it was just manageable. Having to condition and wash and that, and it was all going grey. All my hair was going grey. I was like, nah. I look old. I thought I looked really old with the long hair. Works for some people, doesn't work for others. What was the first beer reviewed on his channel? It was called Badger Ales England's Gold. England only. England Gold. England's own. Something like that. Reese is working 4 hours on a Sunday. Andy Lee, hi Simon, I'm from Shropshire. Whoa, I love it up there. Have you had many beers from Shropshire? Thoughts? I reviewed a beer the other day, Andy Lee, from 3 Tons? 3 Tons Brewery. I've judged in Shropshire, in Ludlow, at the Welsh Beer and Cider thing. Seba, Wales and West is called. Miffed off about how much 6% Leffe Blonde now costs me, as we all know we can no longer buy it from the shops in the UK thanks to AB InBev. Also got a perfect draft keg of it in the fridge too. Well, Andrew, it was a great beer, wasn't it? And I reached out to InBev and he never replied. It's like, you don't exist, you might have had a load of views, but you still don't exist. We're we're InBev, we can do this and pretend we haven't seen you. And they, you know, they just don't care. We live in a world these days of no consequence, don't we? Everybody seems to be, we're just living in an age of like, do what you want. That's what I feel like. You could literally do what you want. It's going to be really interesting with the budget on Wednesday. If you had issue, like if you tripped up on your pavement because your pavement wasn't level, you could literally get rid of all the paving slabs and the council wouldn't be able to afford to put them back down again. It'd be a case of like I rang up the council the other day. I know most councils now, they got no money, have they? And I said, how much for the lane? Is it the witching hour? Oh, we're a couple of minutes short, who cares? It's the witching hour. I phoned up the council and I said, can I buy the lane? And they said, what do you want the lane for? And I was like, well, I just want to buy it. And oh no, it's a public highway, you can't buy it. And I was like, well, I want to buy it because like I live underground and I want to like level it and I want to bring the level down, and no, you can't. There's garages the other side, like the other side of the lane, so they won't be able to get there. I said, yeah, but the garages haven't been used in like 30-40 years since I've been here, so just can I buy the lane? And I'm like, we can, it's a public highway type of thing. And I was like, oh God. I was like, yeah, but I'd like to buy, I really like, you know, if you change your mind, I'll buy the lane. I just haven't, you know when you like, you have a bit of fun sometimes and you know, you just think, oh, I fancy a laugh, I'll phone the council. They wrote me a letter. They wrote me a letter last week about black bin bags. Now, I live in a lovely area of town where, you know, we're not shy of a few black bin bags. Terrace Street, no gardens, straight out onto the public highway. And because of it's slightly delicate here at the moment. It's been slightly delicate for a little while, and I left a bin bag out for like a day. And of course, because it's slightly delicate here at the moment, I'm going to spend 3 hours on the phone to the council. Like literally, they got one person manning because they can't afford to employ anybody. They got one person on the, manning all of the phone calls from the whole of Barry and the Vale. So, you phone up the council about something or other, and you end up on the phone for like 3 hours. So I understand this person's pain. This person, like, my bin bag's been out for a day, and they'd be, I'm gonna ring the council. And back when life was okay, they probably answered the phone within 2 minutes. But I can imagine this person's pain when they're like 3 hours later, they're still on the end of the line, like waiting. He left his bin bag out. It's just. Yeah, it's as long as you know how the world works, as long as you know how the world works, as long as you know how things tick, as long as you know that oh no, as long as you know that there's one person on the phone, and that one person to complain about one bin bag would have been on the phone for about 3 hours. You can kind of live with that, can you? You can kind of go, okay, I've had a letter in the post, handwritten letter. What age are we in? Like, handwritten letter about and the letter went like, we've had trouble in the area with people leaving things out on the street, black bin bags, etc. And I thought, this is not automated. this is no automated like letter that goes out to everyone. This is a handwritten letter to me, and of course, like I can live with it. I can smile and giggle because I know that person would have been on the phone for 3 hours, at least 3 hours, phoning the car, straight on the phone to the council. Was that your John Cena impression? Sorry, you can't see me. Yeah, you can. We have to wait 3 weeks for black bin bags. Yes, so do we, to be picked up here, and sometimes they don't even bother turning up. I mean, Ali D, we all know when it gets this bad, we all know what happens next, don't we? We all know. Where do the black bin bags go? I don't know. Maybe I can fit it into my log burner. That's what'll happen. It'll be a case of people will start burning their rubbish again. It'll just be a case of like, I'm not going to put that in a black bin bag. I'm going to stick it in the log burner. And as much as I don't want to stick it in the log burner and ruin the climate even more, well, I also pay my council tax, and it's not cheap, is it? It's not cheap. I burst my blooming tyre in the week as well. I got a left rear puncture, and I hit a massive pothole. Literally, the car like flipping shuddered, and I knew it was a case of like I probably smashed my flipping tyre. And a couple of days later went out, took the kids to school. My daughter in the back of the car was like, the car feels weird, Dad. And I pulled up back home, and flat flipping tyre. And that so I remember a time where they never used to just potholes. They'd flipping relay the whole road. I remember them time. I'm old enough to remember and it felt great. It felt, you know, you'd have a nice clean road and the cars would just work without like smashing your wheels and tires up and waiting 3 weeks for your bags to be picked up. I heard about this from I heard about this from older people. Previous generations, they would talk about like almost like over the shoulder with the black bin bag, you know, that sort of thing started happening, and that's what'll happen, and there'll be rubbish everywhere, and they'll have to go back to picking these bin bags up because, well, although people do, and I mean this with the greatest of respects, people of this generation seem to tolerate stuff a bit more. Does that make sense? There's a certain higher level of tolerance. Like when I was younger, there would be more like a blasé, oh, well, if they're not going to pick it up, you know, that sort of thing. We are living in different times now, aren't we? Where I think we're living in times of how far people can be pushed. And that never leads to great things either, does it? It leads to anarchy, doesn't it? And nobody really wants that. Nobody really wants that. But what I don't get is what's going to change. The two main, I just don't know what's, I think we chatted about this last week, didn't we? I don't know the difference between the two anymore, where one was blindly different from the other and you had a choice. Ruben's got a Burning Sky Quench New Zealand Pale. Brilliant. Reece says, don't get me started. Alice, good evening. Just want to say thanks for pinning my comment today on your video. I'm also interested in what you think about Northern Monk reducing the ABV in Faith. Oh, it fast becoming... I can't, you know, the thing is, I can't... I'm old enough to remember the decline of Brewdog, when Brewdog were a fantastic company, and I used to be all kind of like upset, and I used to be like, oh God, you know, punk has changed. Now I just don't care. I really do not care. I went into my Tesco. It looks like Brewdog of like the end of the aisles. It looks like Brewdog have taken the end of the aisles for craft beer. That's fine. They can take the end of the aisle if they want. I just won't look there. I'll look down the main aisle. And I think this brewery who makes Faith, I think it's just like, it's almost as if, like, we're not silly, are we? We're not silly people. None of us here are silly people. The reason why you're asking me why Faith has been reduced in the ABV is because you already know the answer. You already know the answer. These brewers who it goes from, oh, we're going to make the best beer in the world and we care and we love you and all of this other stuff. Next thing you know, it's like they're buying airlines and they're buying hotels and they're reducing the ABV on their beers. And yes, I am, yeah. And everything else. And I don't want my brewery to own an airline. And I don't want my brewery to own hotels. And I certainly don't want my favourite brewery to reduce the ABV on my favourite beer. Thank you very much. But what happens is it gets to a point where you just go, I don't care about this. I don't care that. I just won't drink it. I just won't drink it. And because I've been through that before. I've been through it with Brewdog. I've been through it to some degree. And I'm careful here because I still think I think Thornbridge have done this. I think Thornbridge have taken a step back. I think Thornbridge were very much in a position where they could have possibly gone down the Brewdog route, and they could have possibly done the things that Brewdog did. But I think at the last minute, it was like a last minute change of heart. They actually went like this. We're not doing it. I don't see Jaipur in the supermarket anymore. I know Jaipur is not what it was, Peter. Totally understand that. Al Humphrey, were you off? Take care, Al. I know Jaipur is not the same beer as it was. I completely understand that, I know. But I still think there is still a certain level of quality about Thornbridge. They're innovating in different, like they did the Budvar thing. Yeah, but it's not. 10 years ago, Jaipur was everywhere. Jaipur was in Waitrose, it was in Morrison's, Tesco. You could find Jaipur everywhere. I don't really see Jaipur anymore in the supermarket. I think it's kind of like, I'm not going anywhere. It's retreated back a little bit. It's kind of like, it's almost like taking a step back, retreat. Yeah, Bob, it's in Home Bargains. I totally agree with you there. But it's not in, like it was in Tesco's and Morrison's and Asda. It was everywhere, wasn't it? It was everywhere. You don't see it as much. It's the retreat from the supermarket, from Thornbridge. But Northern Monk, let's just say how it is. Northern Monk seem to be trying to please everybody. They're trying to, it's almost like they're firefighting at this point. It's almost like they're trying to put out fires everywhere. That's what I can see from Northern Monk. It's like they're trying to appease the supermarket buyers. They're trying to appease the people who are buying their craft beer on their website. They're trying to appease the faith drinkers, the loyal faith drinkers. And you can't. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Am I going to be plain Jane supermarket average beer, or am I going to do like what Cloud Wars have done? They quietly they put their foot in the supermarket tentacle, didn't they? And they quickly went, oh, I don't like that tentacle very much. I'm going to thank you very much. Goodbye. And I think the same can be said for Thornbridge. Thornbridge went in for a long time. They went in for a long time. But they didn't put all of their eggs in one basket. They didn't go, oh, well, this is it now. We're in the supermarket. This is it forever. They pulled back. And now, very quietly, you don't really see Thornbridge in the supermarket at all. It's almost as if Northern Monk took that baton, if you like, and they've taken the baton of almost like the same philosophy of Brewdog, where they will quietly reduce the ABV of a beer, like Punk has been reduced, but at the same time they're trying to tell you how wonderful they are and how great they are, and how amazing they are with these artists that they're working with on their cans. And it doesn't rub. It doesn't rub. It doesn't rub with me. keep Faith what it was. Faith was a great beer. There's no other reason to reduce the ABV on Faith other than it's all about cost cutting more recently too, with everything going up in price and what's happening in Ukraine, barley and grain growing. But panicking, well, Vocation my favourite, so I hope not. Yeah, Vocation. Do you think I'm going the same way? I think Vocation went before. I think Vocation went before Northern Monk. I think they were already fully invested. Simon being extra philosophical on the subject yet again. Mr. John Quee, citizen. Buxton have built a super team of brewers sales. Looks like they want to get to Thornbridge levels. Have you ever tried Heavenly Pills, Simon? Lovely drop. Do you think some of these brewers will bring back original brew? No, they won't bring back original brew. What they will do... Now, I think this is one of the reasons why Thornbridge pulled back from the supermarket. They will bring a different version of Jaipur. Let's use Thornbridge as an example. Thornbridge brought out a double dry hop version of Jaipur in the supermarket in Morrison's in a green can. But anybody who's been drinking beer long enough will know that that was just the original version of Jaipur. And it was amazing, it was brilliant, it was fantastic. And I think what happened was that the people who understood Thornbridge and their craft beer and their Jaipur bought the double dry hop Jaipur and went, that's the original Jaipur. And I reckon they sold a ton of that beer, an absolute ton of that beer. And it was almost like a jolt in the arm, a little poke. You know when someone pokes you and you go, why are you poking me? It's like somebody put a finger in Thornbridge's eye and went, we're buying the double dry hop Jaipur because we love the original version of Jaipur. And why did you ever change it in the first place? So that's my reason as to why I think. Because it all kind of course, they read the sales numbers, don't they? Jaipur's sold a little bit okay-ish. The double dry hopped Jaipur is sold off the charts. People understand that it's the proper Jaipur. And I think Thornbridge were at that precipice. They were at the edge of the cliff. They could have dived off in the arms of the supermarket, or they could have just stepped back. And I think at that moment, that very moment, they chose to step back away from the beer buyers of the supermarket. That's just my own personal opinion. Mint choc stout, research with Thomas Flynn. Yeah, whatever you like, isn't it? I've noticed little Excelsior cans. 4 to 3.7. Oh no. Why are they scared of their best products? Price points, I guess. Yes, of course. Price. I found the Christmas beers a let down this year. I mean, why they're on the shelf in Sainsbury's. Yeah, Bob. Just drinking Steinhauser German lager from Aldi instead of all this supermarket. Yeah, Steve. Right. I'm going to go get my last beer of the night. Andy Lee, do I enjoy Trappers beer? Yes, I do. What's my favourite? I like a Westmalle. One more beer. I'm going to go to the toilet. One more beer, one more toilet. And then we'll have some fun. Okay, right, 200 people still watching. What are you snacking on? What are you snacking on tonight? Salted peanuts. I am getting a slight bit snack. I like pistachio nuts, mate. But doing a live feed, I reckon if I had I haven't got any, but if I had a bowl of salted peanuts there, yeah. I totally understand your mindset. Walker's crisps. What a long cycle for clothes. Oh, it's gone now, I know, Big Cat, thank goodness. All right then, just one more beer if you insist, Simon. Cheers. Hey, there we go, Al. Your call is important to us. A member of our team will be with you as soon as they can. Oh, yeah. 3 hours later. Yeah, that's the bin bag story, wasn't it? Yeah. It's funny though. What I find is it's the people with nothing to do, when they've literally got nothing to do all day, that they have the time that they'll stay on the phone. Usually, you know, I'm not an ageist or whatever you want to call it, but usually pensioners, they've got all the time in the world, haven't they? They'll spend 3 hours on the phone. Yes, the council will be with me shortly. It's like, yeah, they will. They'll just go, oh yeah, okay, I'll stay on the phone for 3 hours. And it's a house phone as well. They still use house phones. They don't use mobile phones. So it's not as if you can just sit in the garden in the sunshine, you know, with that phone on loudspeaker, listen to the silly music that they play. They're literally in their living rooms like this. Schneider's jalapeno pretzel bites. They're like pieces of hard baked breadstick with jalapeno. Oh, Eric, that sounds good. Hello, Andrew Dunn. And they're probably called Karen. Yeah. Well, this one's not called Karen, no. But I totally understand where you're coming from. A bar of muesli with dark chocolate, Alice. Oof, that sounds good. I am hungry. I don't have any food in the house. Well, I do, but not at the Stone Crow. It's all over there. I'll eat some Pringles later. I'm still getting through them Pringles hot that I opened on the channel last week. Oven chips on a sandwich. Oh, Simon Brooks. Plenty of vinegar, bit of salt, bit of brown sauce. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hi, love your videos. Aftershot. Yeah. Ben, cheese and onion walkers with eyeing a calabier. Just you're teasing me now, guys. Cooked smoked bacon slices from Sainsbury's, Al Humphreys. Jonathan's having a mixed kebab. Donna, shish, chicken and lamb. Oh, tell you what. Papa Golf's having a Yorkie bar. DBUK is cheese and pickle on cocktail sticks. Bold. Oh, old school. Yeah, no, it is old school, isn't it? Cheese and pickle on a cocktail stick, but you know, it works perfectly. It's perfect beer snacks. Chipsticks, hot chip, 2 strawberry cornettos, salt and vinegar Pringles, Andy Lee. Hope you wash your hands. I never do. I never did during the whole situation. Rub your face, no. Rub your face. I was always taught that your own bacteria and like the more you Michael Jackson yourself, sleeping in an oxygen tent, like you might as well, like when the British people first went to see the Aztecs in South America, We wiped them out with the cold, didn't we? We completely, like, we didn't even have to fight them. We just went, ha ha, have our lurgies. And it's that simple thing with the whole situation. The more you hide away, the more you wash your hands, the more you wash your face, the more you use a sanitizer. It's not going to work, is it? It's really not going to work. That man, what was his name? 5 o'clock. Remember those 5 o'clock? Oh, remember that? Witty. Remember him? Witty? Oh, man, it was like, and number 2 has gone up slightly, and number 3, and please wash your hands. And it was like, it was bonkers, wasn't it? It was really like, I was like, nope, sitting there, nope. Next slide. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing anything you tell me. You look like an alien. You look like an alien. I'm not doing anything that you tell me. I don't trust you. I went out for a walk every single day. Every single. Please do not go outside. Please. I went for my usual 6 mile ride. Of course, I didn't tell anybody here. I wasn't going to parade that round, was I? Because it was a very, very delicate situation, wasn't it? But it was just a case of it was the Chinese Aztec situation, wasn't it? Like, right, okay, we'll sort those people out, and then we'll take over. Didn't work, did it? They got another one now. They apparently in the East. Let's call it never East anyway. The East. There's another one now. It will like immediately expand your brain. Your eyeballs will fall out your head within 3 minutes. And like, they're testing it in labs. Right? They're like, oh yeah, we hopefully this one don't escape. Why? Why are they? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to test something like that? Busy day. Sorry, I'm like, oh, Kenny Joe SEA. 7AS. I've had a pint, Kenny, sorry. $10 super chat. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate it. Witty, Matt, and William getting it. Where are they now? Well, exactly that, Sergio. Yes, while we're all having parties. 4 years ago. Right. I'm going to ask you guys a yes and no question. It was a sensitive subject. I know that. I do live feeds, and the moment I talked about it, flipping heck, it was like white hot, wasn't it? I never talked about it because nobody, it was like infesting people's brains. Nobody wanted to know anymore. Yes and no. No, not the vaccine. Yes and no. Yes or no. Who thought something was up? Who went, something weird going on here? I got this very good, I don't believe you. I don't believe what you're trying to tell me. I don't believe anything that is coming. All the masks that were sold for £1 million a mask. Who went, there's something really like dodgy here, and I'm going to carry on going from scare. No. I wasn't even that. I wasn't scared. I was just like, there's something up. There's something up. There's an agenda. There's always an agenda. There's always. And I just went for my walk every single day. Went for my walk. Never washed my hands. Just because of the Aztec thing. We've been here before. We went to we went to South America and we literally wiped them out with a cold. All it was that same thing, but from a takeaway lab. And for me, I was like, no, I am going to live my every single flipping day. I'm just going to carry on as normal. I never told you guys that. I mean, we had our wonderful 20 miles an hour was hiding in his shed every night, every single night. 20 mile an hour was hiding in his shed. And there's me, yeah, let's go and buy some beer in the shop. Let's do live streams. Let's just crack on. Just whatever, every day, innit? Every day. I could be gone tomorrow. It was kind of, let's see the level of control. No, I lost who goes to me, so. No, be a different story if you did. But no one's. The thing is, Chris, and I mean, I heard this too, whenever I spoke, and that's the reason why I didn't speak about it in the live streams back in 2020, because I'd always have people saying, "Oh yeah, well, yeah, my grandma died or something," and I you know. It's just like, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating because I totally understand it. I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm not a silly person, but at the same time, I think I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I think I'm finding myself sliding down the rabbit hole a little bit here, in that, like, I have a very different philosophy on life. I've always been, well, you've seen what's going on out here. You've seen what's going on, the situation I have a very different view on life than most people. And I'm very blasé, like completely blasé. I can spot an opportunity a mile away. Most people, and I mean this with the greatest of respects, most people will read that Birmingham Council have gone bankrupt and they'll go, oh no, all those poor people lost their jobs and whatever. And I go, bang, there's an opportunity there. What's the opportunity? Let's have a look. Councils are skint. Councils are skint. What can I do? What can, where can I push? And of course, in that situation of 2020, you have to look for opportunities. The people in charge did with their, how much were they selling the stupid little paper masks for? Like £100 each, £100 a time, and they all got paid. They all had their money. The best mates companies, they all had opportunities. It was just everything boils down to this, and that's how my thinking goes now. If my local council goes bust, happy days. I'm having that lane there. Yeah, that's my lane now. And that's just how my mind works. I'm really sorry that you can't pay your council wages and you can't pay everyone's wages, and I'm really sorry about that. But that lane that you're not maintaining, they haven't cleaned in a million years. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna put a big fence around it, and let's see what you can do about it, because you're bankrupt. £5 super chat runs with wind. Ha! Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Loads of councils have gone bankrupt. They're all putting up council tax. Go figure. Al Humphreys. Just put a massive fence around. Just say, yeah, this is mine now. Extend everywhere. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that. Big, yeah. Just extend. Jimmy Craig has a lot of mass. And I know, yeah, they all made a fortune out of the masks, didn't they? They made an absolute fortune. Laptops for schools, souls of the government, 600. Oh, I know. It's just, it's just bonkers, isn't it? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. JJ Hartley. If you can, whatever side of the fence you're on, let's say for argument's sake, let's use that philosophy, yeah? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. I'm poor. I will tell you right now, I'm poor. I live in a terraced house in what is called a deprived area of Barry. Do I think I'm poor? No, I don't think I'm poor. Because what you do, think rich. Even if you're poor, think rich. Think like the millionaires think. Do the things that the millionaires do. Just do things and reap the consequences later. Reap it. Because what can they do? You're poor anyway. What are you going to do? You're going to take my jumper off me? You're going to take my jumper? Are you going to take my trousers? What are you going to do? What are you going to take? Think rich. Even if you're poor, think rich. State of mind. It's a state of mind. It is a state of mind. I live, apparently, I don't think I do. I got an amazing pub, 5-minute walk from me. I got the best Chinese takeaways all around me. I got the best Indian takeaways. I got a train into Cardiff in 15 minutes. I don't see it as poor. I really don't see it as poor. People like to remind you. People love, especially if they've got a nicer house in a nicer area, they will love to tell you that you live in a poor area. They love it. With their nice cars on their drive. But have a look at their bank accounts. Paul Jones, exactly. I'm on the Rhinebacker. The thing is, most of these people who pretend they're middle class, they're all drinking Carlin and they're all driving around in their BMWs that they can't afford. And they're like you can see the pressure. You can see the pressure and the torment on their face. Because yes, they've got a nice house. And yes, they've got a nice car. But the torment of paying for all of that, I don't want it. I'm not interested. I'm really not interested in any of that stuff. I'm drinking a beer from Aldi, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's probably half the price of a 6-pack of Corona. Oh, runs away. Totally. Totally. Going back to that situation, I kept my mouth shut for years because it was delicate. If I spoke about the situation on the live streams, my live stream would be shut down. So that was the first reason I didn't talk about it. The second reason was because, and you'll always have that side of the argument of yes, but I lost somebody. But what I never get on here, and I mean this with the greatest of respects, I never get people coming on here saying, well, we lost people to the flu. And that probably happens every year. People, and of course you don't want that to happen. You're not wishing it to happen. But people, it's the reason why there's a flu jab in place. It's because you hit a vulnerable age of your life and all of a sudden you're vulnerable to the flu and it might do you in. You never hear from those people, do you? Oh, my grandma died of the flu. You always hear like, oh, but you might be saying that you lived your life free and you went for your walk and you did what you normally do. But they will always remind you. Yeah, but I lost some people during the situation. And that could have been a cold. That could have been the flu. It's like, just to ask again about the lane where you are, why are they all geared off? I can see why you can have it. Well, this is the thing. I can't see why you can. Well, this is the thing. I generally see myself as middle-aged. I'm middle-aged. I'm about to be 45. I'd like to think, I don't live my life like I do, but I'd like to think I got a few more years in me. And I think it's just a time thing. If in time a Leylandi might land over there somewhere, and a Leylandi might land over there somewhere, and all of a sudden these Leylandis grow really big, like 600 millimeters, 600 millimeters a year big, which is quite a lot for a tree. And they grow wide, and all of a sudden it's all very green and lush, and it's time. Simon, Scandinavian semi more equal and happier countries. So Beer King, thank you very much. It's gated off to stop the kids causing a ruckus in Simon's back. Peter, thank you very much. Scrap golf is what I saw. That will save a few. Really. 3 cheers for Simon. I think it's just a case of just waiting. If you live in the UK, and if you watched the budget, and you can see what's ring fenced, and you can see what's not ring fenced, and I am talking in code, because I know there's people watching, then have a look in your local area. If there's a little bit of scrap land that used to be mowed by the council and kept nice by the council, and if that piece of scrap land is not mowed anymore and is left to rack and ruin, it means that they can't afford to mow it anymore. So all you need
Sorry, I'm not sure.
God, that made me jump, that did. Blimmin' Alexa. All you need to do is just put maybe some little bits of greenery in the borders that you would like to think there was a border for you, and let the greenery grow up in nature. and then what happens next is over. If you're willing to give it a bit of time, then it slowly and surely is not a scrap bit of land anymore, which has stinging nettles and blackberry bushes everywhere. You can once those things start to appear, you can start to grow things, and then all of a sudden you have a slightly larger back garden. Is anybody with me? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I'm starting to wonder if I'm talking rubbish. I probably am. Paul Jones. If your local council are not maintaining what they're promising to maintain, and you can plant some nice, to save the environment, of course. It's all about the environment these days, isn't it? Save the environment, plant some things, green shoots of growth, then you're saving the environment, aren't you? And of course there's other advantages too. Following you, it's just code. It's just code. It's just trying to the situation. How is the backyard, Ken Hogg? It's it's right. A big giant plant pot. Over the winter, unfortunately, broke in my back garden, and I had to take today a load of earth and soil to the dump. And it's unfortunate because I keep having these great big pots with trees in. I keep on buying the wrong pots, and they keep on breaking, and I keep on having to take the rubbish and the pots and all of the soil, because the soil is ruined. I've got to keep on taking it over to the dump. And I did that last year, and I took an awful lot of soil. Necro. That's another story. I keep on taking, and of course when I get over to the dump, they do ask me on a number of occasions, where is all this soil coming from? Where is all this soil coming from? There's a lot of soil. And my answer is that I buy the soil, I buy the pots, and the pots break over the winter, and I got to take all this soil and rubbish over to your tip. And they kind of agree with me, because of course I've been going over there a long time, and they realise that I have a YouTube channel, and there's some people that kind of watch. They watch the YouTube channel, and they have a beer, and if you're watching, hello, how are you doing? And they fully understand that you're trying to make an effort. You're buying a tree, you're buying a load of soil to go in a pot, and then the pot breaks, because the roots of the tree grows, and you've got to take all that soil over the tip. So today was one of those days. Today was one of those days where I had to take a load of soil over the tip, because I realised over the winter months that a couple of the pots in the garden had broken, and I had to take the soil from the pots over the tip to get rid of. And because I've been working with these people for a long time now, it's almost like I'm chatting with these. I love it. I love it. I'm a carpenter by trade. I love the banter. Maybe sack the pots off. Well, it's a case of what does I'm a prince like? I don't. I'm not a royalist. I don't. Filling the landfill with soil. I am had. If you've been following this story for a long time, if you've been following this story for the last 2 years, then you'll probably realise by now I'm not quite as insane that I sound. Nice here, can what's the beer for tonight? I've been on the Vice beer. I smashed the like button with my face. Candy also just go in the new pots. Peter Anderson. This is an ongoing situation that I've found myself in. I find myself, Peter, taking the Matt Taverner, the Great Escape. It's I find myself yes, the skip video, Ken Hogg, yeah. I find myself in a position, Peter, of taking excess amounts of soil to the tip. What I'm explaining to you is that I'm trying my best to grow trees in giant pots in my garden. What I'm finding is when the tree grows a little bit over the summer, during the winter, the water fills up the pots and the water and it breaks the pot. And then I've got to take all of that soil over the tip. And it's just a long process. It's a long process of me taking excess real soil crap pots. It's a real process of me taking lots of soil over the tip. The tip people are quite friendly with me now because they know me. And what I'm trying to say here is that I'm still going on with my apprenticeship of trying to grow trees in pots without the pots breaking. I'm having to take I'm literally taking tons of soil to the tip, and I'm taking that tons of soil to the tip because it needs to come out of my garden. And that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Where do I get the new soil from? What I'm trying to say, Peter, is I'm trying to, like, destroy the like button. So, yeah. So I used to live underground. I'm trying to tell you a story. I used to live underground, but I don't anymore. The way the house was built, I used to live underground. And what I'm trying to do is tell you a story of soil through my own experiments being taken to the dump. How do you take tons of soil in a Fiat Punto? I have done. Simon the Mole. Great story, Simon. Peter. It's a long story. It's a really long story. Have a look at videos from my channel about January, February 2023. Have a look at that time frame of my channel. Have a look what was going on, and you will fully understand my plant potting, needing to take the soil from the plant pots, from the ruined trees that I were trying to grow in the plant pots to the tip. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Have you not seen the great? Just bag it up and walk around the town. Yeah, I get it on little and often with it. Keep moving. Well, we're done. We're done with yeah, it's like now it's I'm in a situation now. I really am. I'm in a situation. If I sold the house today, if I went, right, I've had a guts full of this, I'm going. If I did that, the next person to buy the house would go, it wouldn't even take a light bulb moment. They'd go out in the garden and they'd go, this is what needs to happen. It might take them a few years, but this is what needs to happen. And that's what I wanted to get it to. That's what I wanted to get it to. I wanted to get it to a position of, this is absolutely obvious. This is what needs to happen. We can do it. But there's a part of me, and it's a massive part of me actually, if I sold it and just bought a house somewhere with no real character, like this has tons of potential, tons of character. I've slowly unlocked it. It's like walking away, for me now, this would be like walking away from a half-built project. And I think that it would probably like hurt my feelings a lot if I just went, do you know what, I can't carry on anymore, and I literally have to finish this. Like a man of principle, yeah. The next person would go, what with all the bottle caps on top of the kitchen cabinets? Yeah, man of principle, yes, I'm massive. A great night, Simon, as usual. Can't wait till next Friday. Steve Jeffrey, thank you very much. The new owner was, I need to fight it. Simon said, no, yeah. Great evening, Si. Been a long one today. Cracking open a couple of Velton bit of Gloucester Dunkel Double box. Then back on the Paulaner for the night. Hope you're having a good day. Yes, absolutely. Right, it is. I've just realised it's 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock. And 30 seconds from 180 minutes would mean 60, 120. Yeah, it would mean in 20 seconds time I've live streamed for 3 hours. So I am going to go to bed. But I'm going to go to bed on this note. And I mean this, everybody. I mean this because it'll only go to waste. It will only go to waste. It will only get worse. If you've noticed, say you're in a situation like Birmingham Council. You live in an area like Birmingham Council where literally they're not cutting the grass anymore. If you can see that, and you can see that this isn't going to get any better anytime soon, then just plant your little seeds of fortune and go for it. Go for it. Honestly, go for it. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just gardening. You're just gardening. Right, I'm going now. See you all later. Stone the crows. Boom. Cheers.